Dr. Mark Changizi here with your Science Moment. Today I was going to talk about music, coffee shops, and leaving the TV on in the house all the time. Now, as you know, I've talked about music before, and people love to listen to music all day long. My music is always on, basically, except when we go to sleep. I turn it off just because otherwise there'll be a sort of trademark kinds of issues on these videos. It's on all the time. Many of us listen to it all day long, or at least significant parts of our day. And the reason that we do is something I've argued in my book, Harnessed, is that music has culturally evolved to sound like something we already evolved to be great at processing, something very emotional that we love to hear and that we have instincts for hearing, namely the sounds of people evocatively moving in our midst. We want to hear the sounds of other people moving evocatively around us. That's just because we're social. We want to have the feelings of the people around us. Good musicians, good composers, they don't know that theory, but they know in their bones what works. And what works is the sounds of these humans evocatively moving in our midst. And different kinds of music, different kinds of tonalities, different kinds of natures of the music end up mimicking different kinds of evocative situations that sometimes they're dramatic, sometimes they're calm, sometimes they're marchy, sometimes they're sexual, sometimes they're depressing or sad. All of the full range occurs, right? But we want those social stimuli all around us. Right? The reason we go to coffee shops, many of us work at coffee shops. We just do our work. That's our workspace, different kinds of coffee shops around, because we're not meeting people there like a bar. A lot of people go to bars just all for the same kind of reasons. People go to bars to meet people, but a lot of people go to coffee shops. They never meet anybody there, but they like the idea that there's the sounds of people, the hum of people around them, seeing the people, the stimulus, just you feel connected even though you're not interacting with them. You're not interacting with the music around you, but just being in the pool of the social stimuli feels nice. Right? Because we evolved wanting that. And there's another reason. This is the reason that a lot of folks. I don't keep a TV in my room, in my main room. I haven't had one in my main room for decades, or a decade and a half maybe. We pull out a TV and watch maybe one show on a series every evening, but it's not. But when I used to have it on, and I know a lot of people, they just leave the TV on. They're not watching. They're not doing anything. But the sound of the TV. And the commercials and just something in the background makes them feel like there's just the hum of humans around. That's a common thing. Now, in that context, it was sort of interesting to me. And we just, as you know, I moved to Miami recently. And one of the great things about being in the condo kind of world is that you have, at all times, you have just you're seeing kind of like a screensaver all around you, just the views of thousands of twinkling lights of people living their lives, and between trains and cars and just so many lives all around you, you feel constantly connected. You hear the hum of life. There's the sounds of clubs down at the bottom of this building and others nearby, where suddenly you can hear the music coming from those. You just look into the city. This is Brickell, Miami. You don't see anybody specifically per se, but you see thousands and thousands of twinkles of other humans and their lives all around you. There's a sense of being connected that does all the same things that music does, but this is visual and auditory, because there's the general hum of life, motorcycles revving by. People, sometimes there's little concerts down there under the rail system, and also the visual nature of it, which doesn't occur with music, and it just keeps you embedded in this pool of sociality that is what it is to be in a city, but making it visual so you can really feel it and you feel connected, even when you're at the moment completely alone. And that was your Science Moment. If you're interested in things like this, get yourself a copy of Harnessed, which is about the origins of music, the origins of speech, but I'm focusing more on music. What is music? Where did music come from? Why is it so emotional and deep for us and to all of us? Well, it's due to the genius of cultural selection, non-natural selection, which created it for our instincts, for the recognition of the behaviors of other humans, It is one of the greatest achievements that's ever occurred, but there is no designer that did it for us. And that's what Harness is about.